Hello there, YouTube viewers. This is Bible Believer 2009. I'm going to do yet another video, and I find myself yet again here having to do a video on Piers Morgan, which I just wish the guy would go away, but he keeps sticking his foot in his mouth royally. No pun intended. I guess he was on Twitter here recently. I guess he's really mad because these gun groups are now trying to create, I guess on December 14th, they want to have Guns Save Lives Day, which I think that's an awesome idea because guns do save lives, and there's story after story of that. But he referred to gun owners as, quote, heartless gun nuts, and I'm not going to repeat the word. It means, when you say somebody doesn't have a daddy, you call him that name. I'm not going to repeat the profanity he used. He wants to stop our quote, or to stop their quote disgusting campaign in their tracks. Heartless gun nut bleeps is what he said. Let me spell the word BASTARDS. Okay, I'm gonna let you spell that. Okay. Yeah, he said that gun owners, we're heartless gun nuts, and we're BASTAR. Okay. Now let me clear something up. I misspoke a minute ago. I'm not a gun owner as of yet, but I would like to be in the near future because we live in a crime-ridden area. And unlike Piers Morgan, I do have enough sense to know that you do need some protection. And as long as you're a responsible gun owner and obey the law and do what you're supposed to do, a gun is not dangerous. You're not going to be a danger to society as long as you're using it lawfully. Of course, Piers Morgan, anyway, he doesn't care about the truth. He's just in it for the. This guy's pretty much admitted he's a fake. Anyway, how to respond to this is simply put by again emphasizing viewers that Piers Morgan is a fake, a phony, a fraud. He is a shill for the global elite and the Obama administration. All he's doing is pushing an agenda. He's bought and paid for. He's a stooge, okay, an Obama stooge. He kind of masquerades. Ooh, I'm a journalist. Ooh, he's not even a real journalist. Okay, this guy fled Britain, okay. I don't know why CNN would hire somebody like this, but anyway, this guy, well, I guess, CNN, they put out disinfo, so I guess birds of a feather flock together. But, in fact, by the way, CNN, they have Army psychological warfare teams that they let use their offices, so that, they're all up in there on the propaganda, so expose that about CNN. But Piers Morgan left Britain because he was under criminal investigation for putting out fake news stories, okay? We're supposed to trust this clown? Oh, man. So right off the bat, this guy is a shady character. He's untrustworthy. I've seen his so-called unbiased interviews where he'll have somebody pro-gun or whatever it is. And he'll act like he's doing this interview. And I've noticed what he'll do is he will... he'll start asking these ridiculous statistics and stuff like that don't mean anything. He will ask the guest like so many questions at one time, and then the guest is trying to answer him. And he'll interrupt him. I mean, just like that, boom, 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 boom. And what that is a tactic to keep the guest, off balance, so he can make the guest look like an idiot, make himself look like he's so smart. Makes me want to puke watching how he just treats these people. He just makes me sick the way he treats people. And he will sit there and call people names, ad hominem personal attacks, because obviously he has no issues to argue on. He doesn't have any foundation to argue upon, so he's got to resort to that. And basically he won't let his guests talk. He'll sit there and interrupt them when they're trying to answer the questions, calling them names, and just trying to make himself look like Mr. Big and High and Mighty. And what that is, it's a propaganda technique where you make your opponents. What he does is he's dehumanizing these people. Gun owners, he's trying to make them look. He's trying to chip away at their credibility, which he can't by these attacks. When you try to dehumanize somebody like that, and when you're trying to and he's trying to put in your mind to hate these people. See, people like Piers Morgan, it always surprises me how hypocritical they are about hate speech. But here he is using hate speech like, this is not hate speech. This is all lovey-dovey. I mean, really, Piers? I guarantee if I said the same stuff about, Democrats, or if I said the same thing about homosexuals or, the group, I'm a hater. I'm using hate speech. But this piece of garbage up here on CNN can get up here and spout some of the most hateful, just evil garbage that you can think of about people. I mean, a lot of these poor gun owners, they're like regular hardworking people. They own businesses, or they're hardworking. They're just trying to protect their family. The crime rate is going high in America. And all these families that are get their houses broken into. I've seen them stories on the news where whole families will get murdered. And by the way, people like to say, "We'll call the police." Well, the police are minutes away when seconds count, right? So, oftentimes the police, by the time they get there, you're already dead, or it's too late. You already been beat up and your TV stole. They just do a report, man. Who cares? Anyway, see what Piers Morgan is doing is this is psychological warfare. It's a psyop. Hitler and Stalin, these other past dictatorships, they did the same thing to their opponents. Okay, to try to dehumanize them in the public's mind, like Hitler using terms, for instance, disease, and terms like that, and equating that with the Jewish people. By the way, I've heard Piers Morgan doing that too. By the way, when he was doing a segment where he was upset because the NRA was sponsoring the NASCAR or something like that, and he said he compared gun ownership with cigarettes, and he's like, "We know cigarettes are harmful, and we don't allow them to advertise cigarettes, but we'll allow them to advertise guns, and we know cigarettes cause cancer and they're disgusting and everything like that, but he's going to equate that with gun ownership, equating it with disease." It's a psychological warfare tactic. It's a propaganda technique. Right out of Hitler's playbook, right out of Stalin's playbook. I mean, any kind of tyranny like that. Try to get rid of an opponent. And this guy is so dishonest and shady and everything else that his audience has steadily went down. I don't know about I don't know how many people watch, maybe the 5 or, I could probably count on my hands, the amount of people who probably actually still watch his show. He's ridiculous, he's absurd, And I hate to tell you, Mr. Piers Morgan, people are not buying. I don't know. Is it me, or does Piers Morgan hate America? I mean, I wish if he hates it here that bad and wants to insult. I mean, he's repeatedly insulting the American people. If you don't like it here, you hate it so bad, why don't you go back to Britain? There's an idea for you, Piers. And face the charges, in the investigation you got over there, and clear that up. And then you go live over there and have all the socialism and the tyranny you want. Britain's already going that way. I've read, a lot of things about Britain, what they're doing, like putting cameras in people's house, if they're a at-risk family, to make sure you behave, Big Brother style, Orwellian style. Piers Morgan, I guess he wants to export that kind of garbage over here. Oh, and they took all the guns away from people in Britain, but the crime rate went up over there. I guess the criminals can still get guns over there, I guess, and of course, violent crimes, with stabbings and using, other things like that have went up, So you didn't stop anybody from hurting anybody, Piers. Just shows you how absurd these anti-gun arguments are. Yeah, we take the guns away and people will stop getting killed. Well, no, people will just find another way to do it. Baseball bats, knives, machetes. They use their car. I mean, watch the news sometime. You see it all on the news, right? But And all this is this info thing, and I know here with the anniversary of the Newtown massacre here, Piers Morgan is going to get back on his ridiculous soapbox, and he's going to start. Just folks, don't buy in his act. I actually seen something online here where Piers Morgan's admitting, he says, "I just like to be in the big thing." This guy's not even. I bet he didn't even believe half of what he said. He just says this outrageous stuff because he wants the publicity. That's what he's admitting. This guy basically cares more about his ego than he does his audience, or about informing his audience. I mean, he's all ego. He's fake. And he's just probably getting bought off and paid for to get out there and, spew his little venom, and he makes his money, and at the same time, he gets to look good, whatever. So folks, don't buy into his act. We need to boycott in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm calling for a boycott of the Piers Morgan show. Let's boycott that show. Let's make sure he has no ratings. That way CNN will have no choice but to fire him. Oh, it would be nice to have some of my viewers out there write letters. In fact, I may do it. Write letters to CNN asking to fire him. If they get enough letters like that, and they realize his ratings go completely down, he's gone. They're not going to keep somebody on there that's not giving them ratings, That's common sense, man. Even the news media, they're a business. They got to make money. They got to have ratings to make money, right? Let's hit them in their pocketbooks, right? Oh, boy. And I'm really glad that Alex Jones took Piers Morgan to task, because that guy... And so basically what we've talked about in this video is Piers Morgan, again, attacking gun owners, insulting the American people, since there's a huge majority that are gun owners. But anyway, like we said, the guy's a fake. He's under criminal investigation in Britain. That's why he came here. So he's already dishonest. He admits he's in it for himself. And this guy, he spouts the standard government line on guns. He's a propagandist. He's a shill. He's bought and paid for. He's a mouthpiece for Obama and the elite who run Obama. So, Piers, to close out this video, I like to say this: nobody's buying what you're selling anymore. Okay, you're a joke. You've been exposed. We know you're a fake, a phony, a fraud. You're just ridiculous at this point. You know, you're a joke. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe they need to try to get another salesman to sell the propaganda, because people are not buying Piers Morgan anymore. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. I like to try to inform my audience here on YouTube. I hate to see these talking heads on the news media where they just lie like that and deceive the public, and nobody calls them on it. So, you know, I decided, you know, especially if you're talking about end times and Bible prophecy and the New World Order and the agenda, you know, because the one world, these globalist people, they want to get rid of the guns. Like the UN treaty they just signed on guns, you know, which is an attack on people's right to own and keep and bear arms. So, all this is a part of it, folks, because they're propagandizing the people to move into this one world government. They're doing conditioning on the public through the media and the entertainment. You know, making changes here and there. That's all. All Obama is a pitch man for the New World Order. That's all he is. He's a pitch man for the Antichrist system. That's all he is. He's a change agent. You know, like many people are these days. And you got him in the churches. I did a video on that. So people trying to change the church around to get to conform with the new one world church of Revelation 17. And that's all this is. Anyway, more to come on this. Thank you for watching. God bless you.